Good morning, folks. How's everybody doing today? Thursday, Thanksgiving, folks. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. No matter what your situation is, this is a good one. You know, this is a good holiday. You should give thanks. You should help other people if you can. Um, I don't know what your situation is. There's a Thanksgiving Day parade almost everywhere this weekend or today, so I think you should go out and try to take the kids to watch it. Who knows how long we're going to be happy, you know? I know that's something I shouldn't have said that, but anyhow, it's a great day. There's high school football rivalries. I remember being in high school, and my high school was East Orange High School, and we played Barringer High School every Thanksgiving for as long as I could remember. It was one of the oldest high school rivalries in the country, if not the oldest. I don't think they play anymore because I don't think both schools exist anymore. They're called different things. They're in different locations. Populations change, demographics change, the whole 9 yards. All right, listen. So we're done with that part of the thing. So this isn't an opinion of mine. I want you to remember something. Everything I say here is an opinion of mine. Unless I state I read this, then that doesn't mean I agree with it. That's just a piece of information that I'm supplying to you, all right? But anyhow, this is an opinion. I thought about this, and I just thought, it was one of those weird things that makes sense. No proof or anything about it. But anyhow, Musk is determined to get to the moon within 4 years. He wants to colonize the moon. And so where is this money coming from? He's a rich man, but he's not that rich. It costs a lot of money to put people on the moon. Not the moon, Mars. He might the moon too, probably, because I think he has to build some sort of. It'd be easier to launch a ship from the moon to Mars than it would be from Earth to Mars. It would take less fuel and everything else. But anyhow, I think he plans to. It's one of the reasons he wants to scuttle Social Security, because he wants to use that money to pay for the Mars operation, so that he and his rich friends can go up there and hang out, and look down on us. If you look at the movie Rollerball, that's exactly what happened in that movie. The rich moved off planet, and they let Earth die, basically. They just had workers down here that were sucking the planet dry, so that they could live good up there. All right, what else do we have? Australia. Have you read about that? A couple of things of interest there. One, Colombia intercepted 1,400 metric tons of drugs that were headed that way. Mostly marijuana. Something like 225 metric tons of cocaine. They weren't going with the U.S. with it, which means U.S. prices went up for cocaine. That's inflation, folks, But no, they sent it. They were sending it to Australia, which is apparently they have tremendously high street prices for that stuff. So it's a huge, huge profit margin. It's worth it. It's worth the risk of taking a trip in one of those submersibles. They're not really submarines. I don't know what the hell they call them. Maybe they are. I don't know. But Anyhow, and then they turned around. Australia did something different too, really fast. In a week, they put bill forward, had it debated, approved, everything, to ban social media for anybody under the age of 16, with a $38 million fine to any of the social media companies that violate that issue. I don't know if there's any more procedures it has to go through before it becomes a law. I don't know when they haven't said when it's gonna go into effect. That should be very interesting. I don't know how you enforce that. I really don't. Your computers have to have some sort of what's the terminology? biological biological way of identifying you when you go online. Otherwise, there's no real way to tell, you know. So, but that's gonna really piss off a lot of people and a lot of kids, and I don't know how you're gonna do that. Which means, technically speaking, I guess the kids can use the phone to call people and stuff like that, but the internet, they can't do TikTok or Twitter or any of those websites. You know, I don't even know where they go on the internet. It's very strange. Now, social media, they can go on the internet. They can't, for school and stuff like that. They can still look up porn sites because that's not social media. I think. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what they do with that. That's going to be interesting for the rest of the world too. And I had something here about exports, but I don't know what it was. All right, I just put the word export down for some reason. Now, apparently, according to Rolling Stone, members of Trump's team are debating whether not whether they should, but how much they should go into Mexico to get rid of the drugs and stuff like that there, and immigration. And I got a feeling that would start a localized war, and I don't think it's one that conventional warfare will allow us to win, you know. And then another thing they said they wanted to do, and this has been done in Colombia and it's been done in other countries that they don't want you to know about, but they want to send in kill teams composed of either Delta Force or other special forces, including the SEALs. That's going to be interesting. Again, because I don't know how much of that is possible. There's been movies about that where some of these teams have been wiped out, you know, and then a one-man team goes in and does what a six-man SEAL team couldn't do, you know, stuff like that. The problem with that is that for SEALs to be prepared properly, they have to have information, intelligence, and there's no intelligence down there, you know. You know where they might live, but you don't know how they operate. And they know how they operate, but you know, what are you going to do? Send them in through tunnels or something? They're going to have to cross the border or somehow or another, and you're going to fly them in. They might get shot out of the sky. I don't know what the cartels have a lot of stuff that they don't let you know about. I mean, and that and the fact that they used to have the famous one. I can't remember the name of the town. That Chavez, that guy Chavez was running. They used to send kids up there to the United States to enlist in the Army and get trained in special forces, and then come back down. Then, you know, when their enlistment was up, come back down and go to work for the cartels, training their men. You know, they're trained in our operational skills and whatnot. So I don't know. I know they're crazy because they're all, you know, some of the stuff they do is just. I don't know whether they teach that in the military up here or not. They might. But that's done. I posted this on all my social sites today that I think Trump's cabinet is beginning to look like a bad daytime soap. That's very true. You know, you've got the most dangerous person in that group of people. There's two, Ramaswamy, whatever his name is, and Musk, because they aren't part of the cabinet. They have no power. They can't fire anybody. They can't just remove. All they're there for is to make recommendations. And I'm not sure Trump, and Elon are going to get along when they find out that's all they're really supposed to do. Now the odds are Trump will do whatever they say, but as soon as they find out that they don't have the absolute power that they think they have, those two guys anyhow, because they're not in any government office. They're just names. You know, they don't have the situation under control yet. But, you know, good old Musk went out and published a series of names that he wants fired. He can't fire them. He has to get somebody in there to fire them. And there's going to be a lot of problems with that, instituting that. But, yeah, I think they'll get something along those lines done, yes. Just because people are stupid. You know, they think... I think that, you know, I agree with a lot of other people, but apparently this woman Hubbard doesn't believe it, that Trump and Musk are not going to like each other in about 6 months or a year or so. You know, it's just not, because of the egos. I mean, unless Trump wants to go to Mars, you know, and control the government, the United States from up there, because he's a target down here. Trump is a guy that can't walk out of that Mar-a-Lago or walk out of the White House without the possibility of somebody pointing a weapon at him. He was one of the most hated presidents we ever had, most disliked, don't use the term hate, disliked presidents in history, and he's disliked now. People voted for him that didn't like him because they voted for the type of government he promised, not him. You know, and again, he has these mental issues that they talk about. I don't know. You have to wait to see what happens with him in the any speeches that he makes between now and then, and when he gets sworn in. You know, see how he handles himself, to see exactly how long you think he has left. You know, and they're estimating 2 years. That he might or might not make it to the midterms, you know, and then J.D. Vance becomes president. Now there's a guy that somebody will shoot at and will or do something, because he's a religious zealot, and those people have serious enemies, and they have the fanatics. Their enemies are fanatics, and that's different than, you know. Sure, Trump has enemies, but he hasn't done anything to piss off the Muslim nations right now. But, you know, as soon as he does that, then he's got to worry even more than he's worried in the past, you know. So what are you guys going to do? So let's see, that's enough for deep. What are you guys going to do today? Have your family around? My family's coming Saturday because, unfortunately, it's not a holiday down here, so everybody's working. You know, so we're doing our traditional family dinner with my I call them stepsons. Ruby just says my son. Anyhow, not my son, but her son, Hodder, and his wife Stephanie, and excuse me, and my grandson Juan Martin, and we're going to have Thanksgiving dinner Saturday, and you know. There's college football Saturday, but I don't get college football down here, which is surprising. That it might just be the company I'm using for my internet, because I got it last year, 3 or 4 years ago when I had a different company. But unfortunately, that company didn't have the movies I wanted. So you know, you're taking in you always sacrificing something when you change companies. But the difference is we have 1 million companies down here with some more expensive than others, some less expensive than others. You know, it's like Amazon Prime, which I never realized. I signed up for, I guess, the lowest level you can. You know, but if you want anything else, it's 30,000 pesos a month more. Any individual program that you want after that, after the initial sign up. You know, I did the Amazon Prime for delivery purposes, not for video and whatnot. You know, it's I got Netflix. I got enough HBO and stuff. I don't have too much more to get. You know, all the movies are all, even anything that they sell you down here, that they ship down here is at least 6 years old, if not older. I like that they gave me the Turner Movie Channel. I love the old stuff, the classics, Some of them I haven't seen, I didn't, because I was young at the time, and we didn't have, TV wasn't as popular an item as it is now, and going to the movies required, when you're, get somebody to go with you, friends or whatever. You just didn't walk in by yourself. It wasn't looked upon as being normal behavior. We're talking the 50s here, okay? So relax, people. A lot has changed since then. I don't know how it's going to change again. People are in America, I think. No, I'm not going there right now. I'll come back and do that story another time. Let me write down that I wanted to talk about that. Okay, we'll come back to that at another day or something. Anyhow, so. Holiday. There's no holiday tradition down here. Although they are, of course, picking up on Black Friday. But they have Black Days. They do like the whole month of November or something. Or 2 weeks in November, they run sales. But the thing about sales down here is the same as sales up there. You have to know what the original selling price was, okay? Before you get crazy and say it's a sale. Okay, because I remember shopping in Macy's, and you all know about Macy's. No, I'm sorry. Was it Macy's? Sears. Sorry. Macy's does the same thing though. I've seen it there too. I went in and I needed a pair of pants for work. Needed a color and whatnot. So I went in and I got them. And it was supposedly 30% off, a third off. Okay. The following week, this is Macy's. It was because they did it. They always did sales on Wednesday. The following week, the pants are back on sale again on Wednesday at 50% off, and they're $5 more than what I paid for them at 30% off. See, that's how they did it. You have to know the original prices on items to know whether or not you're getting a sale or not. Okay. A lot of times, what they do, they say 20% off. What they'll do is they'll go to the list price. Not the selling price, not the normal day selling price, because there's no such thing as a list selling price anymore. So they'll go to the list price, take 20% off of that, and put it up for sale. Okay. Meantime, it's more expensive than when you bought it at the regular price. That's why we have inflation, ladies and gentlemen. It's called creative bookkeeping. All right. Anyhow, everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much. It's football today, tomorrow, and then we have a few games on Sunday. This is like one of those real big football weekends where they try to make advertisers try to make as much money as possible. But I don't get advertisements, so I'll see you later. Take care.